Hi, business students. We are today like to discuss about the paper communication and business. Here, we like to discuss about the telecommunication, development of telecommunication, and impact of telecommunication in business, basically in the business decision making. Wherever and wherever we are doing something in relation to business, when there is a question of decision making, then we need to contact, we need to collect, we need to procure different facts, documents, materials, information within the institution from or abroad. That's why we have to think nowadays about communication as a strong wing of business professionalism. What is this actually? Business is the technology and communication is the brain cell. If your brain cell is not positively activating, then how can your brainstorming will develop? So, positively you will not be able to take the right and authentic decision. So, as you know, nowadays business is now very much critical and tough enough to perform, to continue. Like, sometimes we face some unwanted situation, say for now, pandemic situation prevailing, not only in Bangladesh but also throughout the world. Sometimes we may face war. Now we do see the collision in the different borders of our subcontinent or the Asian countries. This is horrible. So accordingly we need to settle what to do in this situation. That is why we better need to use maximum level communication with telecommunication devices, which should be added with computerized telecommunication devices. That's all. I am today here delivering my lecture. What is the location? This is the green location. Some beautiful flowers are here also. You just see. And this is in the front of Department of Psychology. Professor Alomia, my friend, he very nicely arranged this. He is doing gardening in front of his department. And psychology department, I am here also to boost up my psychological strength in this pandemic situation. Okay? Modern communication devices are with trained professional guys brought a new arena searching business worldwide. Okay. To build up worldwide connectivity, knowing each other, each part of the different parts, different locations or different countries of the world. Say for China, India and the remote parts of Russia, mid-Asian countries and the different locations of each and every country. We need to know about their demand, their market, their caste, their religion, their livelihood, their purchasing capacity, their ecology, all these things. And accordingly we'll have to proceed and have to take decision. So many locations are there in the world, we don't know. But now we are knowing as how, because we are getting informations, facts, applied to practical scenario of those countries, those locations by telecommunication devices and the media. That's all. A vivid scenario now under our vision and observation. A vivid scenario. Even the relief map of a certain country, different locations, if you want to find out for business purpose, oh, it's not problem at all. It's a virtual world. We can very easily find out, we can very easily identify, we can very easily detect purchasing capacity, livelihood, their demand, their religion, caste concept, their market, their marketing effort, their financial system. All these things we can understand very easily. Thus we can attain a clear vision. We can proceed with a vision. And our observation will be the applied in nature and very fine. You just see, today I got some information, very nice, very exciting. Here a paper, I can show you. There is a gap of huge balance of trade and balance of payment between India and Bangladesh. What is the reason behind it? Because we're large quantity importing from India, but we can't export there accordingly because of so many rules and regulations are prevailing there. So many bindings are there. Another very technical problem is that is the certification. If the certification is done from Delhi, if it's a very near close contact to the port area, then our exporters could be benefited. Just, I like to mention one thing, that is, I got this news very early in the morning, online. Generic medicine market, world generic medicine market, within few years it will be converted into $170 billion. What a big market. That's a big job. But one thing is this, we are a very challenging partner in the medicine market. And sure that day is coming when Bangladesh will be quite capable of exporting at least 20% to catch for generic medicine. So it will be about more than $25 billion. It will take not more than 7 years because our professionalism in this line, in this point, highly developed and developing. If we set up more pharmaceuticals companies, or if we carry on BMRE program with the existing pharmaceuticals company, with the help from German, with the help from Switzerland, with the help from Japan, then we can prove our best skill and efficiency in the medicine market. Already, pharmaceuticals companies are exporting more than 145 countries in the world. This is very lucrative. And day by day, our medicines demand increasing in the world market. Very nice information. In this pandemic situation, our efficient government, actually, this credit goes to our Honorable Prime Minister, Sheikh Hasina. Due to her very keen sense of forecasting, keen sense of observation, a long time experience in running administration, and with a very high bargaining capacity and quality, Chinese government became bound to declare duty-free import from Bangladesh further 5,161 commodities. Old duty-free was 3,095 commodities. All including in total is 8,256 duty-free items, which will be completely started from July, coming July. It's a great news. News is fine. And the China is a country of $13 trillion. It's not a mere joke. $13 trillion with a rising tendency each year, more than 15 to 20%. So very exciting. If we are matched, if we can do business with the China, then our skill and efficiency will be also expedited. And we can manufacture the better quality product for the China market, and which will also help us to attain other parts of the world. That is the good thing and good job. Here, Chinese assistance is must and indispensable. Chinese expertise, Chinese technology, Chinese investment will be the better for us. That's a very giant market, about 140 crore people's market, and their purchasing capacity is also better. Not only the number, they are having a very nice purchasing capacity. So, the same way, if we can, by right bargaining with India, that's a country of 135 crore people's country. Huge quantity product they need, but some restrictions and regulations are there, they do follow. We, by bargaining with the Indian side counterpart, we can also explore our export to India. Same way Japan is a country which is such a rich country. With the mere support from the Japan, our total economy can be changed. By our skillful political approach, by our skillful administrative approach, government can procure billion dollars investment from Japan. At the same time, manufacturing goods in the mills and factories, Japanese mills and factories, we can further export it to Japan. At the same time, here the employment will be generated and we can export our goods to Japan. Like the same way, Russia and the British countries, Mid-Asian countries, everywhere we can build a very strong connectivity. We need to mind it. A small country, Singapore, very small country, maybe 50 to 55 lakhs people are there, and this country is holding a very strong economy. How come? $1.3 trillion economy. $1.3 trillion economy. The strong reason, through the media, through the communication, we got the information. That is, two things are there mainly. Number one, absolute honesty of the government. No compromise with any kind of dishonest malpractice affairs in Singapore. And number two, the most sophisticated modern devices, tools, technology is used in port handling. And port handling is the main reason of earning billion dollars. So that's the thing. Mind one thing. No communication, no business. No communication, no business. Even in our manufacturing system, if we properly can contact and develop our observation very skillfully, then we can control our product quality, our conversion process, cost minimization, any deficiency or deviation regarding the skill and efficiency of the workers and of the production management by communication, by telecommunication devices. We can very easily detect and find it out, and accordingly we can give for the better rectification and solution of the problems. China is importing about $6 billion product from Bangladesh. As the facilities China government is ensuring us, so within 2 or 3 years, if we can keep all other things nice, then it's possible from our side within 3 or 4 maximum years we can export China 15 to 20 billion dollars, and it's possible. And it's not a burden for the Chinese government, because 20, 30, even 50 billion dollar import from Bangladesh, that will be not burden for China, because I already told Chinese economy is concerned with $13 trillion. Imagine. So business decision, its application, its monitoring, its controlling, all these things, we need a sophisticated telecommunication devices, and for the decision making, that should be added with computerized system, so that then and there, any deviation, any variation, the computer can say it, yes, what is the result, what is the impact, and further the recommendations may come out on how to solve the problems. Like one thing I like to mention, now giant countries like China, India, Germany, Japan, USA, Russia, they are interested for Bangladesh. What is the result behind it? Very plus point. I don't like to go for any bitter political discussion, but as per my observation, that is very skillfully our government keeping our country very specialized form, so that the other countries, superpowers or giant countries, are not that much level able to interfere any affairs of our country. We are now consolidated. Our conformities have been developing. Now our politics is our soil based. No east, no west. We are basically soil based. Our concept in terms of politics is pro-Bangladeshi concept, and that is our achievement. And for that reason, everybody our friend. So big countries are now very much interested. Our to say political stability, our power generation, our infrastructure development, our human resource development, our telecommunication sector, development in the banking sector, development manufacturing sector. In terms of the export-oriented manufacturing, we are now very up-to-date situation, and we are also developing day by day. And the concept of our investment, infrastructure development, say like for the Matarbari project, is a very lucrative project. Like this way, if such type of quality project we can develop 2, 3 or 5, unbelievable. If the Bhola is developed this way, unbelievable. Within 5 to 7 years, Bangladesh will be quite able to create employment of 2 crore people with a standard payment backup, not with a very minimum payment, minimum wage. Our foreign policy is strengthening. Our defense is strengthening. You know, our military, our paramilitary, our naval force, all these things are now updated, and also 2030 concept in our mind, Vision 2030. So we'll be also at least mini superpower stage. So no problem, the economy of Bangladesh will rise. This information, how we are getting? All this information and messages we are getting by media, by communication system, updated communication devices using. And day by day our communication system is developing. We are now gathering information messages worldwide and pinpoint of view. And this is also accelerating the entrepreneurs, business persons, exporters, government employees, and all supporting organizations and institutions with a nice skill and efficiency. We are now very stronghold position. And our bank reserve is also increasing and developing. We are waiting for that day. We need to visualize the countries like Vietnam, how they are exploring. About $300 billion export that country is raised with. And this is quite possible from the side of Bangladesh, but it will take 7 to 10 years maximum. Within 7 to 10 years, Bangladesh will cross $300 billion export. And Bangladesh will be able to touch by 2030 sure $2 trillion economy, and it's possible. Side by side, as you are a student of business, so you need to keep it in your mind. Days changing, not only days changing, minutes and seconds changing. This we should keep it in our mind. We should have to activate our brain cells accordingly for the better sustaining and better future of Bangladesh. And people will look at Bangladesh. Yes, amazing, Bangladesh is developing. And let's pray to Almighty Allah to overcome, to relieve us from this pandemic situation, not only of from Bangladesh, also from world. I like to give you a very good information. That is also from the communication system. Using information tools. In this serious pandemic situation, no one died here in Bangladesh up to the month, very end part of June, for want of food. No. Because our agriculture developed in such a manner, about 5 crore metric ton rice, wheat, and relevant food staple we are producing in our country. Other than this, several million metric tons fruit like mango, banana, vegetables, potatoes, and all these things we are also producing. So people is not suffering here for want of food. If this distribution system we can develop in the better format, then Bangladesh here in the agro marketing will be able to create employment of further more than 40 lakhs people. So, look forward, dear students, this is your country. And I am another advice to you from my side, that is employment. Investment is coming. FDI, mainly from China, Japan, Middle East countries, USA, to match ourselves in the job market. We are Bengali, it's our mother tongue, and sure, we can speak in Bengali, we can write in Bangla. In addition, as a third language, you should, in this pandemic situation, using different apps, you need to learn Chinese, Japanese, and Arabic languages. Say, in the Matarbari project, several thousands people will be employed there, and mainly they are Chinese investors. Japanese investors. So what the investors will think, if you know Japanese language, they will be very much interested for you. When there is a Chinese investor, they will be interested for the people, those who know Chinese language. A very nice and lucrative project going to be started in the Lalmonirhat, Bangabandhu Aeronautical and Express Engineering University. Maybe a huge investment is coming from Saudi Arabia. So what they want? The people, those who can fluently speak Arabic language, they will be interested. Like this way, you need to develop as your upcoming generation. You need to know better how to operate telecommunication tools, technologies, and using this, you will be able and quality person for better decision making. Anyway, no more. Nowadays business is very sensitive. It concerns or associate with multi-varied components, parameters. So we need to think very sensitive manner, have to find out materials, facts, documents, informations within the organization, within the country, or from abroad. Not otherwise we'll be able to match our business within the country or outside the country. The world economy is now in a very complex situation. At the same time, this is pandemic situation prevailing within the country and worldwide. So here, we need to think business not in the traditional manner. We need to understand actually business is now technology. It's not simply concerned to automation or buying or selling of goods or services side by side. Way of application using technology, automation. Lastly, I am very much delighted to say our Honorable Principal Sir, Professor Sir Jafar Ali, as per his decision, we are taking this virtual class. And this virtual class is not simply to develop connectivity, but side by side, this is a modern technical and technical device and way of delivering our lecture. This is also developing the mental world of our students side by side of us. This is the thing. And this is very lucrative, very interesting, and the students are also charmed. They like it. I also thank to our Honorable Minister, Ministry of Education, Dr. Deepu Muni. She is also an inspiration for this virtual class.